Welcome back to my channel, Techno Trend Zone. The latest Nintendo Switch 2 launch report has shaken the gaming world with some massive updates. And if you're a Nintendo fan, you won't want to miss this, with an official reveal expected at the upcoming April 2nd Nintendo Direct. Anticipation is at an all-time high. We're looking at some key details about the console's price, launch date, and projected sales that could make this Nintendo's most successful console launch to date. Some industry analysts are even saying this could be the biggest gaming hardware release in history. Nintendo Switch 2, shipment data and stock preparation. One of the biggest signs of a huge launch is the logistics and stock preparation leading up to the official release. Based on recent shipping data, an estimated 383,000 units have already been sent to the US as of January, suggesting that Nintendo is working to ensure millions of units will be available worldwide at launch. This is a strategic move to avoid the supply shortages that plagued other recent console launches like the PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. But that's just the beginning. New reports suggest that Nintendo has planned a first-day inventory of 6 to 8 million units globally, making it one of the most well-prepared console launches ever. In comparison, the original Nintendo Switch only moved 2.7 million units in its first month. This aggressive stockpiling hints at Nintendo's confidence in demand, and it suggests they are anticipating record-breaking sales right out of the gate. Bloomberg's financial insights on the Switch 2. Launch one of the most trusted names in financial reporting, Bloomberg, has weighed in on the Nintendo Switch 2 launch, offering insights on price predictions, expected sales, and industry impact. According to the Bloomberg report, Nintendo is poised to sell the new console at a higher price than its predecessor, with estimates ranging from $399 to $499. While a $399 price tag seems reasonable, some analysts believe Nintendo could push for a $449 or even $499 price point if tariffs and higher manufacturing costs play a role. With the console rumored to feature an 8-inch display and an upgraded NVIDIA GPU, a higher price point isn't entirely out of the question. But is the gaming community ready to pay that premium price? What to expect from the launch lineup? A strong launch lineup is key to any console's success, and it looks like the Nintendo Switch 2 is bringing some heavy hitters on day one. Here's what we can expect. New 3D Mario game, a long-awaited return of the beloved franchise. Mario Kart sequel, the first mainline entry since Mario Kart 8. Metroid Prime 4 is finally arriving after years of delays. Pokémon Legends Z, a fresh take on the Pokémon franchise. Call of Duty, a potential day one third-party release. The presence of major first-party and third-party titles means Nintendo is pushing for a massive impact right from launch. This could be a major advantage over competitors like PlayStation and Xbox, as a strong first-year lineup tends to drive console sales significantly. Nintendo's stock prices and market expectations. Nintendo's Tokyo traded shares have been hitting all-time highs in anticipation of the Switch 2's launch. Investors are betting big on the new hardware to drive a fresh wave of success for the company. Market analysts forecast that the Switch 2 could sell up to 20 million units within its first year, which would make it one of the most successful gaming launches in history. A major factor in this success will be the Switch 2's backward compatibility. With millions of existing Switch owners eager to upgrade, a vast library of games will be available from day one. This eliminates the usual software drought that new consoles often face. Manufacturing strategy and potential pricing. Hurdles. Another key aspect to consider is Nintendo's manufacturing strategy. Unlike other gaming companies, Nintendo diversified its manufacturing years ago by setting up production in Vietnam and China. This strategic move has helped them mitigate the impact of tariffs and global supply chain issues, meaning they can keep production costs lower than competitors. However, some experts caution that potential new US tariffs on electronics could increase production costs and force Nintendo to adjust pricing accordingly. If tariffs come into play, a $499 price point might not be out of the question, though Nintendo is known for keeping prices consumer-friendly. Comparing the Switch 2's launch to past console releases to understand just how big this launch could be, let's compare it to previous major gaming console releases. Nintendo Switch, 2.7 million units sold in the first month. PlayStation 5, 4.5 million units sold in the first quarter. Xbox Series XS, 3.5 million units sold in the first quarter. IFP. Nintendo can deliver 6 to 8 million units at launch. It would easily surpass the competition and set a new industry record. This would make the Switch 2 the fastest-selling console of all time if demand matches expectations. Will the Switch 2 feature an OLED display? One potential disappointment for fans is that Nintendo may remove the OLED screen found in the current Switch OLED model to keep costs lower. Instead, they may opt for a standard LCD to cut production expenses and reserve an OLED upgrade for a future Pro model. Nintendo could follow a strategy similar to the Nintendo DS and 3DS lineups, where they launched multiple versions over the years to keep sales momentum strong. A future Nintendo Switch 2 Pro with OLED and enhanced hardware could be an eventual reality. Final thoughts. Will the Nintendo Switch 2 be the biggest console launch ever? With everything we've covered, it's clear that Nintendo is going all in on making the Switch 2 one of the most successful gaming launches in history. From strategic stockpiling, backward compatibility, and a strong launch lineup to competitive pricing and investor confidence, all signs point to record-breaking sales. But what do you think? Is a $399, $499 price tag justified for the Nintendo Switch 2? Will it truly outsell the PlayStation 5's launch numbers? Do you think Nintendo's choice to drop the OLED screen is a good move or a mistake? If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Thanks for tuning into Techno Trend Zone, and I'll see you in the next one.